Yes.
I feel like there is a war between black men and black women.
It's really just you pool of toxic motherfuckers out there causing drama.
Too often, black women prioritize a man's income over his masculinity.
There
And
might be
invest
some
in
love
it.
there is crazy. There has to be some love there.
Black women have to stop expecting men to be a finished product. It's harder on us.
Oh, welcome to another episode of Brilliant Psychos. Today we have Umar Johnson doing his dirty work, tearing shit apart, enlightening the people. Some may hate him, some may love him. He may be aggressive, but you can't deny this brother be having some strong points. So let's tap in.
I wanted to talk to you about black love.
Yes, yes.
I feel like there is a war between black men and black women. I think that a lot of the dilemmas that get sent.
Oh, already. If you focus on a problem, you tend to see more problems. We have to stop with this narrative of there's a war going on with black men and black women. It's really just you pool of toxic motherfuckers out there causing drama. It's like Tony Robbins said, if you're sitting in a room right now, look around your room and find the color red. Did you spot it? Now tell me what was green. So what happens is you can't find what was green because you was only focused on the red. So where your attention goes, energy flows. So the thing you focus on the most is what you will see the most. So all my brilliant psychos, don't be fooled by the narrative where they paint the picture like there's just a war between men and women. There's love out there too. You just gotta focus and find it, baby.
Sent in from my listeners talk about, it's about women talking about struggling to find a man, struggling to date.
Struggling to find what kind of
to
man?
find a black man.
What kind of black man?
What do you mean, what kind of black man?
What kind of black man? Struggling to find what kind of black man?
Okay, let's talk about it.
And this is what we talking about. People don't even know what they want. And a lot of that is part of the problem to begin with. He has to get so down to detail for you to understand what you want. You want a man. What kind of man? A black man. What kind of black man?
That's all, folks.
Black men all in Australia.
No. We have.
So what kind of black men are you struggling to find? Are you struggling to find a millionaire? Are you struggling to find somebody who's 6'3" with a six-pack stomach?
No.
Are you struggling to find someone who can finance a European expensive materialistic lifestyle?
No.
What kind of black man are you struggling to
Let's
find?
let's talk about the.
Sheesh, that brother's intense. All she can say is yeah, but you want to be able to identify with what you want. And a lot of people, they don't get what they want because they don't have clarity. And the same thing works with anything else in life. If you want to do business, if you're looking for a place to move, if you don't have clarity with your vision or the direction you want to go towards, you're gonna have a problem.
Culture in Australia versus the culture in America. I don't think it is quite different. It is.
It's not.
It is. I think now we're being more influenced.
One of the biggest mistakes that I find in the diaspora is we swear we're so randomly different. As probably the most traveled African in the Western Hemisphere, we're not that significantly.
Not that different. See, people egos be so inflated that they think they're different, but a lot of this shit be the same. Let's see what she says.
Different.
No, but
there might be something new. No, we're not.
I don't think black women. Okay, let's talk about it, because I'm getting dilemmas where women are talking about they're successful, they're in their careers, and they're looking for a decent guy. They're not asking for a man to earn triple the amount that he's earning.
What is decent? Give me 3 criteria for decent. I'm a psychologist. You must define the term. Give me 3 criteria for decent.
So he's emotionally intelligent.
Okay. Assuming she is as well.
Continue. He is a provider. So he's able to, or he has a decent job. They are on the same.
What is a decent job? Define the term.
He makes an amount that is in the same tax bracket as the woman. Let's just say that. Same tax bracket.
Okay.
Emotionally
Financial
intelligent.
equity.
Yes.
Okay.
I would just say he's a provider, he's nurturing, and he cares to build a family with her.
Okay.
Did she just not explain all the same criteria of mostly all women around the world? But she feels that No, there's a difference. Because we from Australia, so there's a difference. There's no difference. But this is why I say we have to truly dive into ourselves so we can find clarity. So we won't be out here just making assessments, judgments, saying this ain't this ain't that, and we at war.
Yeah.
And the question?
And the question is, women are struggling to find men that they can date.
Okay, couple things. Number one, black women cannot, shall not, should not expect a black man to be able to provide them with the same type of a lifestyle that a Caucasian can provide for the white female. Because the Caucasian benefits from white privilege, the black man suffers from white racism. So we should not be, no sister should be looking for a European equivalent or an African equivalent of a European. A black man has to work twice as hard to get half as much. So although I can appreciate the
This is where we gonna pump the brakes a little bit, Umar. Somebody can have the standard of what they want, okay? They're allowed to dream big. You know, just like when I go find my women, yes, women, I have a standard, okay? And it's okay to want more, but don't be delusional, people, because some of you guys, women out there, you have delusional expectations for only a small amount of people in the world, amount of men in the world. So I hear where he's coming from, but don't drop your expectations too low.
Financial equity. But if you are a doctor, a lawyer, an engineer as an African woman in Australia or America or the UK or Toronto or Johannesburg, looking for a black man who has financial equity with your type of career success, that's going to be difficult. You might got to tone it down a little bit. What I find as a therapist who works with couples, married, divorced, and otherwise, too often black women prioritize a man's income over his masculinity, meaning he might can provide. He's willing to help with those children. He will nurture you, look out for you, but he might not be able to put you in a Mercedes. He might not be able to help you with that $1 million mortgage. And I've seen black women turn down good men, very good men, because he didn't have the economics, but he had everything else. Sisters need to be careful not to fall into this European narrative of judging men primarily by how much they make.
There's truth to that. Don't just judge somebody by just how much they make, man. What happened to the days where we look for connection? You get what I'm saying? Do we have aligned values, standards? You know, do we have a similar vision? You know, a lot of times this shit is based on money, like this shit solves the problem. Yes, lack of money can cause problems, but just because somebody can provide financially, don't mean they gonna love you, baby. Don't mean we gonna have anything in common, baby. So when you out there in the dating pool, make sure that you are counting the different qualities that you need, not just so focused on one.
I can agree with that. I think that these are two extreme scenarios here. Because I think if a man we're talking about financial equity, if he is making enough to build a household with you, to be a leader in the household, I think women are okay with that. I think that's not what they're getting. I think they're getting the other end of the spectrum. That's what we're hearing.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
They may be getting the other end of the spectrum. But this is one thing to think about. A lot of times, we just don't attract what we want. We attract what we are. So if you picking low quality people, there might be some low quality in you.
If you met a man who made half of what you made or a third of what you made, but he had a financial vision of an empire, a business, some sort of an entrepreneurial undertaking.
See, I think that's dangerous.
Stay with me.
I think that's dangerous.
Let me finish it, and then I want you to respond. And he needed you to help invest in his dream. And he gave you a definitive timeline. He said, give me 12 months or 24, no more than that. If you invest in me, I promise you what I'm going to build will equal where you are. Would you have a problem investing in him?
What does investing in him mean?
Let's say he needed $700 a month to help fuel this dream. He needed $700.
Nigga, what? I agree with her in this part. You know, this can be a dangerous thing. But hey, let's face it, we all live a dangerous life. We out here eating bad, We out here dating bad. We out here investing in a lot of things that just lead to our destruction. So what's one more thing, right? But allowance of $700 a month, I don't know. You might be stretching it there, buddy. Can it work? Yes. There's no guarantees though, you know? So you have to have faith, and you have to have enough cognitive function, enough sense to see if the person is working on their dreams. Because I do see some women investing in men who talk about they have dreams, but they're not actually putting in the necessary work. And I know a lot of you ladies can relate. The dude talking about his music career, the dude talking about this, that, and the third. But when time passes by, 3, 4, 5 months, you don't see no product. You don't see nothing happening. So I think it's important as a couple, if you are gonna go that route, to put down some guidelines. What's the deadlines? Like he said, 12 months, 24 months. It's just like a regular business. What are your operations? Who are you working with? What are you gonna be doing? Do you know what's even required for you to even reach this different success? Is there gonna be a mentor somewhere? You wanna be able to ask these questions. But where a lot of you females go wrong and you get burnt is because you're not doing your due diligence. You just doodling around.
$100 for 24 months. Could you do it? You're reluctant.
I
Tell
am
me why you're
reluctant. I am
Tell me why.
reluctant because what's the guarantee?
There is no guarantees in love. There is no guarantees in romance.
And
If
also,
you need a guarantee,
I think
you can't get in it.
context matters. How long have
agree.
we been together?
I agree.
You know, if it's just a guy that I met last year and all of a sudden he has these dreams and
No,
he
y'all
wants me
been
to
dating
fund
for
it.
about 2 years. You like him. There might even be some love there. And he's saying
There might be
invest
some
in
love
me.
there is crazy. There's some love there.
Let's say there
There
is.
has to be a future there. And I think that's what I'm saying. Context matters. If I see myself,
Context does matter, but I also think too what a lot of people leave out is what's the energy exchange? You get what I'm saying? If you're just shelling out money to somebody and there's no kind of energy exchange, then yes, that's a problem. You're gonna feel drained. If something don't work out, you're gonna feel bitter, right? But if you handing this person this money, but they may come back, hey, they may be straightening up your house. You know, they may be doing some chores, mowing your lawn, doing something. You get what I'm saying? Rubbing your feet, rubbing your back. You know, something to exchange the energy so if shit goes south, you don't feel as bad. You know, and a lot of people do not practice reciprocation of energy, so they're left feeling bitter in life.
with
But
this
you didn't
man.
answer the question. Let's say
Yeah.
all those things are there. Will you financially invest in him? Be honest, my queen. They already answered for you. They said hell to the nizzo.
Yeah. Look.
Why not, though? Why do you have a problem with that? Given the atmosphere of racism and economic oppression that black men suffer in Australia, why would you have a
But what
problem
are black
investing
men
in your
subject
king?
to that women are not? We're
Say that
going through
again.
the same thing.
True, but it operates differently. The racism against black men is significantly more aggressive than the racism against black women. Now, I don't want to get into an oppression
Yeah,
Olympics because
yeah.
I agree with you. We all suffer and we suffer together. But a man's primary responsibility is to be a provider. And we don't feel adequate as men when we can't provide. So your king, who you love, who you've been dating for 2 or 3 years, is saying, baby, invest in me for these 18 to 24 months. And I promise you I will cross that finish line. You're still reluctant.
I'm
Why?
reluctant. I'm reluctant. As my husband, if we were married and something like that happened, of course, I would be open to doing that.
But would
She must have got burnt.
you be open to even marrying him if he was not the provider you needed him to be? He's saying, help me level up so I might can become the person you want to marry. He's asking you to help him level up.
I think.
Let me tell you why you're reluctant. And I don't have a problem with your reluctance, but I want to explain something.
Okay.
And I want all my young sisters to hear me. A big difference between the snow bunny and the African queen is the snow bunny will find a black man in progress. She will find him on the job. She will find him on the university. And that snow bunny will see a black man with potential and she will invest in him. She will help him level up. And then when the sisters see him 5 years ago, 5 years later, he's a millionaire. And the sisters say, look at that sellout. He went and got a white girl. But guess what? When he was looking for a sister to help him level up, to invest in him, none of them wanted it. You know why? Too many black women want a finished product. Black
I
women have to, stay
disagree.
with me. Black women have to stop expecting men to be a finished product. It's harder on us. Help him level
But
up.
what-
Stay with me. Help him level up and become what you need him to be. Because the big reason why these snow bunnies are running off with black men is they're meeting them when they have nothing, but they believe in their vision. And black women are waiting for him to cross the finish line. And by the time he crosses the finish line, the snow bunny done snatched him already.
I disagree, and I think that I'm basing it on case studies. I've seen, I know black women. I'm friends with black women. You know, when I see the dating issues that happen. Sorry, the mic.
No, we good. Go ahead. We good.
It's never that. It's never that they don't want to invest. It's actually the opposite. Black women are willing to be in relationships with men that are still leveling up, that are still working their way up, and then
But yet you were reluctant. So why are they different from you?
Well, maybe because I've been through that, and now I'm not trying to do that right now. Do you know what I mean? I've
Didn't I say that? I think she got burned.
been through a relationship where I
So
have
you have
supported
helped the
someone,
men level.
and it went really badly for me. You know what I mean? So for me now, I don't need to coddle a man and be there. And I've worked my way up the
Investing in a
same
man
way.
is not coddling.
I don't think you need to invest. I don't think it's necessary in that way.
Because
Why is
you have
why is it only?
Eurocentric
But why is it only
expectations.
financial investment?
Say that
Why
again.
is it only financial
Well,
investment?
no, that's what he's asking for, because at the end of the day, you just said yourself, financial equity is a major concern for women. So it has to be financial equity or investment, because that's what a lot of women are looking for from their men. Y'all want economic parity, and I don't have a problem with y'all wanting economic parity. I'm simply saying, with the obstacles facing black men in Australia, the US, or any other white society, it comes with a lot of obstacles for us to get there, and it's unrealistic to expect me to be where you are when you are not considered the threat that I am.
Sorry, I need to process this, because I
Take
think
a deep breath.
Yeah.
King Kong is here.
Process just means that she wasn't listening, you know, because a lot of us, when these conversations happen, they get emotionally triggered. You know, there's so much context, nuance, and all kind of things that go into this. But a lot of people, they just focus on one particular thing and let that overshadow the rest of their life.
I don't know. I disagree. I just think that black women are willing to hold it down for the man. I feel like we're always there supporting them, and I think that if anything, black women get the short end of the stick. We don't
A lot
get.
of times y'all do.
We do. So
And
how
I'll
are
give
you?
you 3 short sticks that y'all tend to get. Number 1, black men need to stop telling y'all they're monogamous if they're polygynous. Too many black women are being manipulated into plural relationships that they didn't sign up with because of disingenuous men. Okay? I'm going to have 2 wives. Dr. Umar going to have 2 queens. If you don't like it, don't flirt with me. Leave it there. But I'm going to have 2. I'm going to be honest, right? Men have to stop manipulating women who looking for monogamy into polygamy. It's not right. You got a wife over here. You got a baby mama over here. You should have been honest up front. That's number 1. Number 2, black men have to stop holding women on an emotional leash, giving her the belief that you may one day commit, knowing damn well you don't want her. Let her go, but you won't let her go because your ego can't stand to see something you throw away get picked out the trash by another man and turned into a jewel.
Ooh, I know that's stinging a lot of you fellas out there.
We are wasting too much of y'all time by dragging y'all along emotionally, and that's not good, because black women have a biological clock. Y'all have a tick-tock on how long y'all can have babies, and because of that, we shouldn't be wasting time with y'all. If we're not serious, we should let y'all go.
And
number 3,
let me
give you
add
my
to that.
third. We got to stop putting our hands on our women. Too much domestic abuse, too much domestic violence. Too many black children are watching their mothers get abused by their fathers, and it's creating intergenerational trauma. So yes, there's a lot we need to do better for y'all. And I'm here to apologize to all my sisters in Australia for any black man that has done you wrong, because we need to level up in ways other than money that money can't fix for us. So I'm with you,
Absolutely,
Queen.
absolutely.
We need to become better men, but we need y'all to be a little bit more sensitive to the economic challenges that black men face. Me, I don't have that issue. I got 6 degrees. I got my doctorate. I'm the most popular Pan-Africanist in the world. I'm good. But a lot of my brothers ain't where I'm at. You understand? And
So you gotta level up, fellas.
need my women to understand that not every black man is going to be where Dr. Umar is. And it ain't because he was lazy, and it's not because he was intelligent. I had my father in my home. You understand? And because of that, the white power structure dealt with me differently because my father was there. I saw how I was given programs other black boys were not given because their father were not there. Children I went to elementary and middle school with, they in prison, they in the cemetery, not because they was less intelligent than me, but because my father was there, they dealt with me differently. So I wasn't better than them. I was given opportunities they were not given.
Yeah, let's talk about how we can create, because I know that we're talking about the divide. We're talking about black women, black men, why they don't get along, why they're not coming together. How can we start to create an understanding between the two of us?
Number one.
Yeah.
Too often when we get into relationships, we're looking for an emotional slave and a psychological cheerleader. We're not looking for a partner. Too often I see women who are looking for men who will just obey and do as I say. I see men who are looking for women who will just obey and do as I say. Are you really looking for a partnership, or are you looking for a cheerleader or a slave? Too many relationships are not partnerships. They are dictatorships of the more powerful partner over the less powerful partner. That's one. Number two, we need to stop getting into relationships when we have unmet psychological needs from our childhood that we have not addressed. Too many women are dealing with the abandonment of their fathers. You cannot put it on a man to heal the emotional wounds that your father caused. Too many men are looking for women to heal the emotional needs caused by their mother's abandonment. Deal with the trust issues from your parents. Deal with the abandonment issues from your parents. Deal with the lack of ability issues from your parents. It is not your partner's job to heal you psychologically. And so what we often end up doing is getting into relationships with emotionally unavailable people. And the reason they're emotionally unavailable is they're too consumed with their own issues that they should have dealt with before I came into your life. You see that?
Yeah.
We got to do a better job of screening people, because in Australia, you got emotional vampires. Unhealthy women who look healthy. Unhealthy men.
I agree with that.
You understand?
I agree
who
with
look
that.
healthy.
And jump into relationships too quickly. Like we'll leave one and then we'll go into another before we heal. I do agree with that. And I do think that there's a lack of understanding from both sides. And all we're doing is everybody's just very loud. But I think that if there was some sort of there are so many points I wanted to go into with what you were saying, but I just feel like we can meet at a middle ground.
I agree.
It's just, there's just a lot of noise.
And I don't think
There's a lot of noise. And I agree and disagree with Umar. See, because the way I see it is sometimes, yes, you can heal, you can try to figure out your trauma, but for a lot of people, they don't even know where their trauma begins. They don't want to seek help or anything. And relationships can be the best learning experience for you. Think about it. How many relationships have you been in, and coming out of that relationship, you learned something new about yourself? Or it might have been that heartbreak that you needed to level up in life. So I feel like relationships have their purpose in your lifetime. But the thing with a lot of us is we go through the failure, we go through the heartbreak, but you're not picking up the lessons. So God is knocking you down, but you're not picking up the lessons. Because with anything else in life, you actually have to take actionable steps. You have to dive in order to learn the process so you can heal yourself. But if you ain't never really been in a relationship, you never practice the communication techniques, you never practice how to be a little bit more understanding or genuine or loving towards the opposite sex, a lot of these things is not just gonna pop in your head. It's learned by experience. And one of the biggest problems is people are not learning. And another issue is sometimes we all get burnt. That doesn't mean you hold everybody accountable. One dude, one girl did you wrong, and now everybody's in the doghouse. So if you can work through your trauma, work through it. If you can't and you don't understand what might be happening, the least thing that you can do is start building values, principles, and standards of what you want in your life. Identify with it. Do your research, because a lot of these things are not taught in school. So in order for you to learn them, you have to self-learn these things. Get into these discussions. Read these books. Figure out how to be a better you and coexist with the opposite sex. Because with most things in life, most of the important things in life, we are not taught this. And if you don't take the time yourself to learn these things, you're gonna be falling behind. So my brilliant psycho mind wants you to know, learn the 4 pillars to a good life. And that is your health, your finances, your relationships. And ultimately, those all 3 can equal to your happiness. And these are some of the most important things that you will have to consistently deal with in life. And if any of those 3 things are out of whack, you're out of whack. If your health declines, you're unhappy. If you're financially not stable, you're unhappy. If you have sucky, ducky, wucky relationships, you are not happy. So make it your mission, your goal, to increase and improve the 4 pillars to a good life. So this way, we can attract what we are. And if we are better, we can attract better. Stay sturdy, my people.